Good morning, everyone. We would like to talk about how selecting the partners or agent in Saudi Arabia. And it's a very important topic coming after very good presentations from the people before me about we see how the Saudi government is improving the opportunities, and we see some initiative from Aramco and success example from Hani Hami. And we would like to talk quickly about how and why it is important to select the local partners or agent in Saudi Arabia. The local partners or the agent may play important role in your success for your business in Saudi Arabia. Usually, the Korean company or any companies outside, they get invited by a local partners inside any countries asking them to invest in Saudi Arabia, or the vice versa. So the Korean company or any companies has interest to get into the market. For that process, both parties has a mutual interest to cooperate together. For these reasons, I would like to say the local partners or the agents not always, can facilitate your entry to the Saudi market by providing you the local knowledge, connections, access to the market, and finance in some projects. Some of the companies needs to share the risk with the others, and also covering the very important elements of any business, which is the cultural. Most of the companies, sometimes they have a cultural barriers to invest in other company. The local partners always covering that part with these companies. Yes. However, sometimes choosing the wrong options or the wrong partners might have what we can say. Yeah, we can say have a huge dangerous or consequences on the company business in Saudi Arabia. For that reason, for examples, if you choose a partners or an agent in bad financial status that might be raised, have a financial issues in Saudi Arabia, might risk your working in Saudi Arabia by blocking your bank accounts. If he has a problems or has a lot of debts, might the government freeze his assets, including your common assets with him. Also, if he is in the wrong zone of in the labor portals, let's say he is not applying the Saudization policy, he might be banned from importing the export from outside Saudi Arabia. Also, if he's going to bankruptcy or any kind of those issues, that might be the contract might be terminated due to the lack of the legal capacity of the local partners. For that reason, I think it's very important to study the market first before you came. Even if you are invited by the local partners or the agents to work with, or you are willing to, or you have a desire to go to Saudi Arabia to invest. For that reason, we always recommend to our clients, do the proper market research. Before we choose partners or agents, you should determine how you will enter to the Saudi market. It's very important to know exactly how you want enter to Saudi market. You want to start with a foreign direct investment in Saudi Arabia, or you want to be outside Saudi Arabia and have an agent, or you want to do a JV agreement for a particular project you are interested to work on. It's very important to know exactly how you want to get into the Saudi market. For that reason, you need to also to consider the sectors you will work in. As you heard from Sagia initiatives, there is many sectors the government has initiatives or promotions are encouraging the foreign investors to work on. You need to know that if your sectors from those sectors, that means the opportunity is more to get into direct investment in Saudi Arabia. If you want to do the trade, for example, might be the agent or the distribution arrangement might be better for you in the beginning. After that, you go and have actual presence in Saudi Arabia. Also, we need to configure also the business case, especially with the local partners or the agent. The very important point we need to look at it is if there is any conflict of interest will raise between the company and the local partners. If the local partners, for example, has other GVs with other Korean company or other companies has producing the same goods or the services, you need to manage that conflict before you get into any kind of relationship. After you've done the market research, you need also to configure what the role of the target local partners or agent. What he will be supporting you in financing, or he will be supporting you with certain knowledge, or he will be supporting the logistics. We need to know exactly what the benefit you will get from the local partners or the agent before you get into any arrangement. Also, it's very important to consider another element of the business, which is the reputation of the local partner in the Saudi market. It's a very important point to know how the people in Saudi Arabia seeing that partners or the agents. Because sometimes you are, for example, the foreign investors living abroad, and they don't know what the perceptions of the other investors or other people inside the country about that partners. It's very important to know these informations. Also, we need to check about the financial capability of the local partners or the agents. We already talked about the managing of the conflict of interest, which may arise with local partners and agents. Okay. Also, there is another point we need to consider, which is the personal elements of the local partners. The personal element, even if it's the company, you need to know the management of the company, because the company is not running themselves by its own. It's running by the people. You need to know exactly, you need to know overview about the personal elements in that company. And this will help you in, and you can configure this in the style of the management. The local partners or the agent has a clear plan of expansions, positions in his positions with his position with his competitors or his barrier in the business and other partners. Also, is very important point if that local partners or agent has a clear success plan. Sometimes if you go with the individuals, if the individuals die, that means you are in risk. You need to know exactly how he managed this. Even if the company is not, they don't have a board of directors, or it based or depend on one person or two persons, key persons. In their absence, the company will be in problems. That's why you need to understand if this company as an institutionals has a success plan or any change of management you can deal with. Now is our part. This is what the part always the lawyers talking about. Always the lawyers talking about the due diligence. Before any kind of transactions, even if you want to buy a real estate, anyone should do due diligence to make sure every information he has is right. To make sure that person he dealing with, he has the legal capacity to sign such an agreement. Also, there is another element of the due diligence is to check the status of the potential local market or the agents on two levels, personal levels and company levels. Now, after Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia being very transparent and given access to huge and a lot of information for the public, it's not for the public, for the lawyers and the other people working in that sectors to get some informations to help you to take the right decisions. For example, if the local partners as a persons has been sued in the courts, we can know from the court systems how many cases he has against him. We can know now by adopting the electronic system by Ministry of Justice, we can check on the person if he has any problems in the courts or many cases in the court. Also, we can check with the Saudi Credit Bureau, which is SIMA. We can check if he is blocked or he has a credit issues with the banks. This is very important on the personal level because as I said before, the personal level play important role in the business. It's not just the papers or the company or the website of the company. You need to know who you will deal with because at the end you will deal with the person, not dealing with the company. On the business level, also we can check on the court system if the company has a problem. Also, we can check the credit records. In addition, is very important point is check about Saudization levels of the local partners. Saudization levels, if he is in yellow or is yellow zones, is called nitaqat. We have a nitaqat that means the platinum and green and yellow and red. If he is in yellow or red, that means he couldn't import the export to Saudi Arabia. For that example, for this point is very important for any foreign investors to know exactly where his partner sitting in the labor policy. We can summarize our recommendation for selecting the local partners with these points. Set a clear market strategy in order to identify how you will enter to the Saudi market. Determine the target local partners and agents. Might you choose 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and then you will do the list about shortlisted. Conduct a proper due diligence on both levels, personal and businesses. Also define the rules of the local partners and agents and business terms. Before you getting into any arrangements, you need to do negotiations and know exactly how you can help him and what the benefits you will earn from that transaction, from that local partners, what the value he can add it to your business. Because now in Saudi Arabia, you can work alone. 100% owned company you can own. If you are looking to have a local business, local partner, he must adding a value to your business. Also, it's very important to know about the time. If you get into any relationship, you need to know for how long it will be this relationship. We see many success success company in Saudi Arabia, they start with a simple distribution agreement, and after that they transfer to provide, they have a presence by providing the services in Saudi Arabia, and then they get the trade license, and then now they have a manufacturing in Saudi Arabia. For that reason, it's very important, the strategy, it's matching the legal points. Draft a well-detailed contractual arrangement such as a GV agreement or agency agreement. This is the most important part also. It's very important to have a proper legal framework. Proper legal framework can help you to avoid any problems in the future. Also, you need to have a clear future plan with the local partners and the agents about your plan in Saudi Arabia. As I said, you can start with a distribution agreement or start with the license for single projects and then expand your existing in Saudi Arabia, which is the gradual but more less risk than the have a huge investment without knowing exactly what you will do next. This is our contacts here in the conference. We have our colleagues Christina and James. He has the part of the Korean group in the company, in the Tamimian company, and we will give you some information about our law firm in the region. We have 17 offices in the Middle East, 9 countries, 45 nationalities. We have amazing Korean group who can support the Korean companies and give them the informations. We have 60 partners, 350 lawyers, including me as well. We have different practices for dispute resolutions, banking, capital market, commercials, competitions, constructions. We are full furnished corporate lawyers, and also we have a sectorials like automotive, aviation, education, constructions. We have the specialty in each sectors in the business, and also we have country group, which is the Korean group is the best we have. And thank you for listening, and we would like to receive any questions after the sessions one-to-one. Thank you very much.